So we're gonna go ahead and begin this. So let's get started. Yeah?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm saying like,
That's weird.
you can only do that for rings, right?
The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monica and Sayuri to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Huh? Silence. Sayuri's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She very conspicuously opens her mouth to Monica. It's her, it's the girl. It's true, the girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayuri had come across reading alone in a classroom. Thanks to Monica leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she found her way to the club. Are you here for the literature club by any chance? I am. Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please come inside. The girl fully steps in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayuri continues to fail, containing her excitement. This is a new song, I believe. It's happening, oh my gosh! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monica, and this is Sayuri, and we run the literature club. Even though it's just us so far, but... What's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Huh, everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayuri, and this is Monica. Sayuri, nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like books? Yuri looks at Monica. Fantasy is cool. Yes, have you heard of Annabelle Dupont? I can't say I have. Well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. You can borrow my books, I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monica stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayuri, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Sayuri nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri set down on her desk. Oh, true. Okay. I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monica and Sayuri silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have like no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid, but that's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it seem kind of like that? Monica, don't you think you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member. There shouldn't be room for anything but being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just got really nervous. Really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary. I can point things out like that. Sayuri. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Maybe you could take a break from helping me with administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sayuri lowers her voice. I'm probably gonna need all the time I can get. She taps her finger against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, a door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which, combined with her short time gone, indicates she might have ran at least part of the way there. Or part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayuri and sets the book down on her desk. Sayuri, just as Sayuri feared, the book Yuri brought for her is just about equal in size to the one already on Yuri's desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Sayuri nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking maybe today we could just get to know each other a little bit more. You know, I think like if we're gonna be reading together, then I would like that. From across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Sayuri while Yuri isn't looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So what made you decide you wanted to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica came into my classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly Yuri's face darkens and she shakes her head at herself. I was so stupid. I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked away. She just walked out. It took me several days just to come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how inconsiderate I was. But I decided that it was probably irrational. Wait, no, that was totally my fault. I felt bad about interrupting you like that. I just like walked out. I was actually hoping you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. I always seem to interrupt things at the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too, such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. So it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same things I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. What kinds of other things are you into? Like genres? I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature. Oh, just things you would think are dumb. Sayuri pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about I'll tell you something I'm into, and then you can tell me about something you're into. Sayuri's a really good, like she's like a good type of person to really break the ice. Like you want somebody like her in your club, especially if you have people who are shy. She's really good at, you know, helping people open up. I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I am pretty into like crafty things, like making cute little collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends, but then I just put it off till the last minute. So yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Not that much. It's just stuff. It's just that you'd be surprised by how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. So I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Sayuri nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Monica, I'm gonna start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck here with me now. I am not. Oh yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. Now that you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me responsibilities. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after having gotten cut off. I like going out into the woods or to the park, just places where you can walk or sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. It's nice to kind of remove myself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate autonomously for a while. When do you like to do that? It depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like it. Well, I feel like I would never have the time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do, if you don't let it slip through your fingers. The three have continued their conversation, led primarily by Sayuri, but with Monica chiming in every now and then as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayuri and focus on her own work, but she found it too difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Well, it looks like we should be wrapping up for the day. So are you two going to be starting on that book, the next club meeting? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Sayuri beams. Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves at Sayuri and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye. As Yuri exits, Sayuri enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monica are left in the club room. Sayori, you're a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I can put my energy toward other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know? It made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about the book with her next meeting? I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of the new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. Very interesting. This is how Yuri joins the literature club. Another school day ends. Swallowing at her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. Oh, Yuri's by her. Monica's late. It's club time again. Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. I'm sorry about yesterday. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of what exactly Yuri is talking about. Well, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my book and how you had to stop me so we could talk first, it was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... Haha. Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Huh? Why? Because I know you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that nobody was truly interested. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I've already decided I'll join the club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. Uh-oh. Well, the thing is, we don't even have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. So it sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like as a club activity. But that would be okay, right? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here. Sayori pulls her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Desk Bell. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. It's Desk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm ready now. Oh right, I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes. Notes? Yes, that's an effective strategy. Exactly, I'm sure it'll be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. But thinking about it, she decides that it's probably best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to make it as accessible as possible. I trust you, you're like super smart. Oh please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and like blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in a thing I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. That should be evident enough from the 2 days I've spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you. No, Sayori rubs her shoulders against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned activity. Club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it details the races, the factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through it in a way such that it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I like are the things I write are like putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know? But this is like there must be so much planning and hard work. Oh, You're into poetry? I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way! Yuri giggles, finding Sayuri's heart with happiness. Then she realizes it's the first time she's heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading anyway. Or reading now, if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sayuri jots Yuri is patient into her notes. Hey, that's for the book. Just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Sayuri flips to the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read. But the silence only lasts for a few moments before Sayuri speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Well, this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sayuri turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of dialogue has cultural references that require explanations to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayuri's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions had been reversed, with Sayuri easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But the tables have turned. My, have the turntables. Wait, are they talking about the past right now or the present? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that banana that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sayuri rubs her temples. The two of them continue, with Sayuri asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. Aww. At last, Sayuri reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayuri takes a deep breath and closes a little of the book she's gotten through so far. So what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayuri tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? Huh? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going and to keep doing my best so I can see it the way you do too. The way you do. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. That's all. I'm sorry that I made you. Oh, Yuri feels like it's like... Yuri leaves. You were making me. Sayuri is left alone with her words. Oh, she thinks that, yeah, that she's doing it just to make her happy. How did this happen? We were having fun just a second ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should just have told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayuri stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. The book sits next to them. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here, right? Unless she just forgot to take it with her. Ugh, this is horrible. Was it really because she thought I was enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together? Because I'm not good enough? I probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having so much more fun. I need to do better for her. No, you don't think like that. It's... No. Okay, so... We unlocked part 2 of understanding, so we'll get to that in a bit. But we got some more pictures too. So we got Yuri here.
Okay.
Got any new stuff? No new images, it seems like, so that's fine. And then music, we have Poem Panic is still number 6, so we have 21 now. Is that this one, Lavender Mist? Yeah. Lavender Mist is our new one. So there's definitely more audio that we're not getting here. So alright, so let's go into side story understanding part 2. Let's get into this. Alright. For the first time, Sayuri is the first to enter the club room. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. But I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just a disappointment. Sayuri continues to wrestle with the self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Where'd Monica go? Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. I'm gonna leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner and approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri? Ah.
No way.
Yuri jumps to the sound of Monica's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room is open. It's not. Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was just wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden when she was so eager to spend time with Sayuri before? Did they not get along after all? Monica looks into the club room herself to see Sayuri sitting alone inside. Okay. It's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monica's worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. Arisen? It's a little ironic, but she realizes that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. Oh, Sayuri's left by himself. The two walk in silence. Without Sayuri, Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Monica tenses at the stinted conversation. How the heck did Sayuri do it? Sorry, I didn't see you yesterday. I was straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Sayuri told me. Sorry, I like burping. What did you two end up doing yesterday? Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. I'm really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah. It's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you're into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will have the same interests as me. 1 second, my cat. Mango!
Okay. I'm playing outside then, so I don't want to give her any space.
But it's so cool that you're able to get Sayuri into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it, and I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri fell silent again, as if she's started her thoughts, but can't figure out how to continue it.
Right now, yeah.
Did something happen?
Okay, can we push in?
Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. Uh-oh. Sorry. A moment passes in silence, then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, if it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue with me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Oh. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club. Oh, hold on, the cat. Mango. My cat, man. It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're gonna have all kinds of people join the club, hopefully anyways. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people? Of course.
I'm on stage,
I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see.
I'm whatever.
Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic approach was a good idea. Was a good choice. Sorry.
Zen low, Zen 1.
Each individual truly does have their own needs. Mango? Mango!
Yeah, I'm on stage right now.
Gosh, my cat. I know, Mochi. Okay. Yuri takes a deep breath.
You're using everything.
I'm a really I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. And Sayuri falls into that third category. What? Hold on. You're saying that Sayuri's taking pity on you? Yuri nods. I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or you don't connect with my interests, just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayuri's too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through that kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. Oh, it's the worst feeling. I hate it. No, don't be like that, Yuri. Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down, with her fist clenched. I think you should tell her that. I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Sayuri's different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Monica hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayuri would be able to say better. Sayuri is someone who will give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has differently accepted kindness, or difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayuri to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other better. Sayuri wants to be your friend. I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayuri, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to have good communication. Talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. My head is just... it's so resistant to everything. I'm just pushing any kind of person away from me because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of the cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah. Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So thank you. Anytime. Monica smiles at Yuri. Just for a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Oh, poor Yuri. Yuri and Monica finished replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the clubroom once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never gonna feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts towards the door, but then turns to face Monica. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although, I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, now that you mentioned it, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up water, right? Yeah, that would totally be possible. I'll look into it. I think it would be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway at Yuri's as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her, but it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Oh gosh, here we go. The confrontation. Yuri? Wait, hold on. I'm not done yet.
Roll down.
Yuri shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri okay. Yuri stammers her words and suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sayuri has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. And look, Sayuri holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes, beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid of you getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fingers against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this. Yuri? Sayuri's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayuri looks away in guilt. Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. So if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently just because I'm weird. But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together you were really like... I don't want your pity.
Back low, back low.
Oh god. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it's supposed to go. Why is it so hard to just articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone from you? Yuri's mind starts to pound with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayuri or the rest of the world. She should leave. Just escape from here before Monica sees her like this, and before Sayuri tells Monica what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. Aww, Yuri. It's okay, Sayuri whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayuri's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that the things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know you must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks whilst steadying her voice. I think that I've just gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people. So it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Sayuri doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. Aww. I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. Oh, Yuri. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten the map. Sayuri, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath their arms, realizes that as well. Oh, Yuri. Yuri, like, in a way, I think I can relate to her more. Like, it's so hard to, like, you know, like, talk to people, especially, like, I don't know, I consider myself kind of introverted, but when there's something that I'm really interested in, you know, I want to talk to people about it, and they kind of feel like that obsessive, like, maybe I'm being a little too much or something, you know? I can feel that. Maybe not to her extent, but, you know, there's definitely a level of that feeling, for me at least. Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading, so I'll help you with things you need. So I'll help you with the things you need too. Okay. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you'd get frustrated with me. But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know. But my irrational fears just won't let me be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Oh, yeah. Irrational fears. So that's her thing, so she's had like depressions, she kind of has like the irrational fear, obsessive almost behavior. Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know? Worrying so much about people's feelings. We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise that's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but I try not to mistake that for not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learn more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart and I want that to rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile on that comment. Oh, that small smile. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounds her, seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayuri's arms. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I was awful taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Oh shit, I skipped. Yuri's tension relaxes. Okay, that's what it was. For once, she feels okay just listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayuri, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Oh, that was a cute story. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. That's what I wanted to hear. But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not gonna judge anything this early on, though. So we'll see what happens. Oh, and, it's not going to touch people without their consent first. Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back! Monika's back! I haven't seen you in at all recently. Sayuri trots over to Monika. She whispers loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sayuri. Sayuri wraps her arms around Monika. Oh yeah, Yuri. It might be good to know. Sayuri Sayuri can be kind of a hug monster. There you go. Oh. Hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, he could spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monica, perplexed, looks between the two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far.
Careful, careful.
It's like our first real activity as the literature club. Ah, how about that? Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and learn about things you like. Yes. Do you like poetry? Do we get a new poem? We haven't got a new poem yet. Looks like Yuri smiles. Yeah, we haven't got a new poem. But we have, okay, so we have new music. Poem Panic is still number 6. I think the new song is Piece by Piece. Yeah, I think it's that one. I think around here is the new stuff. It seems like. Who knows? We got some new pictures. So we got finished side story understanding number 2. This is cute. I kind of like this. All the notes and stuff. I wonder if there's anything like secret here, you know? Trust yourself, shopping list. I want breakfast. Silly, awesome, Yanni, optimistic, really fun. Oh, this is like her getting ready for like, remember there was that one poem about waking up and stuff? Beach packing list. Swimsuit. Bucket, towel, floaties. That's Monica with a wrench. I believe in you. Trash bucket, trash baskets. Natsuki. Definitely has a lot more. Don't forget to ask Monica about this. Trust yourself. To do. Wake up. Get up. Get ready. Go. There's Natsuki. We're in this together. Wake up early. Get organized. You are my sunshine. Types of poetry try. Haiku. Sonnet. Eros. I don't know what that I don't know what that says. Acrostic? I don't know what that. I don't know anything about poetry, so. Homework. Math thing. Study for quiz. Pack snacks. So, oh, it's the S. Cute. You can do it. Wake up early. You're loved. Okay, so that's cute. Money new. So, I know we got new art. We got quite a few poems. So, we actually didn't get any poems in that chapter, surprisingly. There's a new thing. No secret poems. No new backgrounds. Yeah, okay, so I think there's that. And we have new mail, guys. Okay. From Paula the day before. Is it still 12:06? What the f- Okay, is this weird? Anyone weirded out by how it's like 12:06? Anyways. As a reminder, to help guide our data collection, any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of these main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change the contents of their VM? How is elevated access being weaponized? What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how might your observations apply to your own universe? Bonus, how can we present this to upper management as an operation that benefits the company? Unrelated note, whoever changed the color scheme of the desktop to pink, can you please change it back? It's unprofessional and it runs the risk of drawing eyes. Paula. So there's not really like numbers or times. This 12:06 thing is really freaking me out. Why are they all being released at the same time? I don't know. It's super strange to me. So granting elevated access to the VM. So like, how does like giving them that access, you know, how did that affect Monica? Obviously she became unstable, that there was nothing in the world for her except for this little universe that she's in. And then their values and goals obviously changed because of that, knowing that there's nothing out there for her. How does someone experiment with their ability to change? Effectively navigate and experiment with their ability to change. I don't really know how to answer that. How is it being used? Access being weaponized? So obviously she enhanced like their bad traits, and you can see that they have like, you know, bad traits of, you know, I don't know if it's considered bad, but negative traits where it affects their daily lives. You know, with with Sayuri being, you know, depressed,
Yeah,
and and Yuri being not very good socially. So using those feelings and making it amplified so that as the main character hates, you know, hates them and wants to be with Monica instead. What actions and values most contribute to the destruction of the universe? That's kind of an interesting question. I don't really know. But this one's weird. Most importantly, how much your observation applied to our own universe? That's an interesting question to ask, because, you know, how does somebody with this kind of power, with an elevated power, not so much like elevated access, but elevated power, how does that affect them in real life? You know, somebody who has more power over everyone else might have different values or change your emotional state when you get moved up in the social ladder or work ladder or something. So that's just some very interesting things to look into, and I really like that. It's I don't know, it's just very interesting.